Hello, I hope you're having a nice day. In this video, you'll learn how to solve 2x3 systems of equations, such as this one, using the Gauss-Jordan method. Before we begin to work on this example, we must know what the goal is, which is obtaining a matrix like the following, where we know the value of each variable. To be able to convert our initial system of equations into something like this, we'll have to multiply and add the rows, but I'll show you how it's done later in the video. Going back to our system of equations, we can make our lives easier by interchanging the position of the first and second row, so we get a 1 here. Now, we must convert these numbers to 0, and to do that, we'll have to multiply the first row by this number in a way that when we add the two rows, the first number of the row will equal 0. Let me show you what I mean by doing it. We must do an addition such that we'll get a 0 here. To do that, we multiply the first row by -2, getting this. Now, when adding the two rows, you can see that we got a 0. We replace the second row in the matrix with this new equation, while the first row remains unchanged. Now, we do the same thing for the third row, multiplying the first row by -3, and then adding them so we get a 0 here. And, as we did before, we replace the third row with this new one, while the first row stays the same. We got these two converted to zeros, so it's time to move on to the next column to repeat the process, so we can also get zeros here. Remember the goal, which is obtaining a matrix like this, where we have this diagonal so we get the value of each variable. And as you can see here, we don't have a 1 here. So what can we do? It's a pretty easy answer. We'll just divide the whole row by -2, and as you can see, we actually have a 1 here now. Don't be intimidated by the fact that we got fractions in the row. You will soon see that they don't complicate the process at all. Repeating the same process, where we multiply the first row, now we'll use the second row as a reference when converting these two into zeros, so be careful with that. To make things clearer, you'll multiply the rows where the 1 is supposed to be in order to get zeros in the same column. It will be more comprehensible when I do it. Let's multiply the second row by -6, so we can get a 0 here. We do that, and as you can see, the fractions weren't that big of an issue. It's just basic operations and arithmetic. We get that c times -4 equals -4, so we can just say that c equals 1, and we get our first variable value. You might have noticed that I'm following this order when converting the values to 0 to find the variables. However, you aren't obligated to follow this order, but I recommend it since it's the way I find it easier. If you want, you can start on this side and convert this first. At the end of the day, it's your choice, but I prefer this order. Now, we need to turn to 0 this whole column, except for this value, of course. We multiply the third row by -1/2, and then we add these two rows. We get this equivalent and replace the second row with it. -4/2 equals -2, so we can say that the variable y equals -2. Great, now we just have to find the value for x, and to achieve that, we just have to convert these two. We add the first and third row after multiplying the third row by -3, and replace the first row with this result, while the third row stays the same. To finish the whole procedure, now we just convert this last number to 0 to know the x value. Multiply the second row by -3, and then you know how it goes. And there it is, x equals 2, so our variable's values will be this. To verify this result, I'll use this page. I'll link it in the description, because I actually like this page and fully recommend it. As shown on screen, the results are the correct ones. Thank you for watching the whole video. If you have any topic you would like me to cover or explain, let me know in the comments and I'll do it gladly. Again, thank you, and if you can, subscribe and like the video. See you in the next one.